Good morning and welcome back to the channel, guys. Excuse me, pardon me. It's your boy Flippin' Stoop. Oh, I was going over some things this morning. Every morning I start my morning off. I get my mindset. I work on getting my mindset at least in a powerful state of mind. And I encourage that. You've heard me say it throughout a lot of videos, guys, that I think it's very important to win your morning. If you want to do really good in a reselling, it's so important to win your morning. I mean, if you want to be good at anything, you want to be good at parenting, you want to be good at whatever it is in life, I think it's very important to get yourself in a powerful state of mind in the morning. Because you're waking up, like, I mean, think about it. If you're waking up and you're rushing around, rushing to get your kids on the bus, you're rushing to get to work, you're rushing to do this, right? I mean, how fun can you be when you're rushing, right? And I know that because I did that the majority of my life. And anyways, going through my gratitude list this morning, as I'm going through it, adversity stuck out to me a lot in reselling, because this is something each and every single one of you guys are going to go through if you become a reseller, or if you're already reselling, or you've been reselling for quite some time. If you don't know the definition of adversity, it's just difficulties and misfortunes. Things that come up that you weren't planning for, difficult moments, things of that nature, right? So the reason I'm going to correlate this video all the way around that is because I went through a lot of it, right? I had certain core beliefs. I was an outcast in the family. I acted out. The fear of what other people thought about me really plays a big role in the front of my mind. And there's a lot of people that deal with that. I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people out there that deal with the fear of what other people are going to think if you fail, right? So if you you start reselling on eBay for 6 months or whatever, and then all of a sudden you fail, and you're so worried about what your neighbor or your parents or your siblings think of you, that you don't even get started, right? That's the reason it took me like a year to even get started, because at that time, I was working on myself, changing my whole entire life around. I was still petrified what my family thought of me. I was petrified of what everybody else thinks of me. So I never put the foot forward to get going. And going through these adversities, now, as you heard me say, I'm grateful for these adversities, because it's taught you're going to learn a lot about yourself as a reseller. Hands down, I've learned more about myself as a reseller than I have all the way through school, which I'm a firm believer school teaches you not to fail, which is totally, just my opinion, totally bullshit. Like, it hides you from everything that you could become. Your fear of attempting anything because you don't want to fail, you don't want to look silly, you don't want to be labeled a failure or whatever, right? So you stay away from everything you feel, or at least I did, right? I stayed away from everything I felt like I could fail at and look like an idiot at. So anyways, being grateful now for adversities, what I mean by that is the turmoils that come up and challenge me on a daily basis with reselling, dealing with customer service, finding items, feeling like I'm putting in so much work and not getting the payout. All these are different adversities that I go through in a weekly basis. There's been times I've wanted to give up, guys. Any reseller being honest with themselves and honest with their viewers that are on here has had difficult moments where they've almost threw in the towel. I don't care what they say or what they don't say. They have, right? Whether they admit it or not. And you're going to have them in the point. What I'm trying to get to is developing resilience. It's hard for me to say that word, to get through those adversities, right? And what is resilience? It's just bouncing back from something, a difficult moment that kicked you down. It could have been anything in your life. It could have been a return that you got your panties all in a bunch for, right? I've done it a million times too. It could have been something as simple as a return. Or something, or a return, somebody saying something was wrong with your item that what you know wasn't wrong with your item, right? We've all had that too as resellers. Or if you haven't and you're thinking about getting started, you're soon to have that. I guarantee it. So it's bouncing back from the little things, like bouncing back from the little difficulties that really are very minuscule, right? I used to snap and blow up on all that stuff, right? And it's taught me a lot to be able to bounce back from the moments, not only in reselling, but in life in general. So eBay can teach you a lot about yourself. It's an excellent opportunity, guys. It's totally changed our life, and it's going to continue to grow and continue to change, and it can do the same thing for you. But that's one thing that stuck out for me this morning, guys, was adversity, and that's what I want to touch on, because there's not a reseller out there that's not going to go through adversity. Sorry about that loud heater I got going on in the background. Here it is. We're in central Michigan, and it's probably in the single digits outside right now. It is cold. I let my dog out this morning and go to the bathroom, and you see I'm taking layers off. Like, I had to layer up just to let my dog out to go to the bathroom. It's been really chilly here in Michigan. So I almost tell you to attack those adversities. Like, let them adversities come towards you. Okay, and I know it sounds crazy. The difficult times. Why do you want the difficult times? Because the only way you can grow is to build from them difficult times. It could be as simple as a difficult time. You don't have the money to go get inventory. You don't have no resources to get any more inventory, and you think your whole business is going to fail and go under. I've had that happen to me numerous times. As I said, most resellers are going to go through adversities like this, and you're nothing unique. Like, you're not going to miss any of these little obstacles that will hold a lot of people back from even attempting to start reselling. You're going to face these issues, right? Me, as being a person that was an outcast and a people pleaser all my life, like, one of the main reasons I started making video content, guys, I'll be really honest with you guys, it's not to get a bunch of viewers and a bunch of followers. What it was is for me to overcome my fear of the camera, my fear of exposure, and my fear of making a mistake on the camera. That's why I do all my video content raw. I don't edit nothing. I don't edit anything because I used to be so afraid to, for example, in class, I would be so afraid to speak up in the classroom because I was afraid I would slur a word, or I had a speech impediment. When I was younger, my R's would not roll off my tongue right. It sounded goofy. When I said cow, it come out car. And when I said car, it came out cow. Like, so I was embarrassed of that, so I didn't speak up. So that was the whole reason of me starting to make video content when I did motivational speaking. And I carried it over to here to continue to get over that fear, because I was always fearful of speaking up. And that's one thing I was able to overcome with reselling. And it sounds crazy. Like, how would I overcome that with reselling? By making video content. So you can grow a lot from becoming a reseller. Anybody can create a YouTube channel. Anybody can get on there. And I mean, there's nothing different about you than the greats that are great resellers that are doing $1 million in sales and they have 190,000 followers, right? There's nothing different from them than you. All they did is they've been persistent and continued to do it on a daily basis, and they got through their adversities with resilience. With resilience, you can get through anything. That means you got kicked, you fell down on the ground. You guys, I'm kind of going through it right now. I've been going through a rough patch the past couple months. Mentally feeling like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. And I'm working on getting through that now. So it doesn't mean just because I've been reselling for 2.5 years that I got it all figured out, right? And that I make video content that I got it all figured out. I don't. I don't, and it takes time. I think it takes up to, what did they say, up to 5 years to become a master at any one niche, right? So if you're all over the place, you hear me talk about this a lot, and I'm not discouraging people from reselling everything. Resell whatever you want. I don't care. That's up to you, and that's your business model, right? But I just strongly feel if you want to become a master at any one thing, it's going to take you 5 years. So if you're selling 500 different style items in your lifetime, you're never going to be a master at any of that. You're never going to be. It'll take you too long to master 5 of them, let alone 500 different items that you're going out and looking for every day. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot of people out there, guys, that are reselling everything, and they're doing very well. I know a couple of them that are doing almost $200,000 a year in sales. So it's possible, right? It is possible. But why put more on your plate than you need to, right? That's just my model, guys. It's not anything that you got to go by. But the majority of the people, I always look at it like this. Why not model Nike? Or why not model Nikon cameras? Or, you don't see Nikon cameras making hats in coats, do you? I mean, if they do, it's a rarity. They probably make it for their employees, and that's it, right? And they buy that coat from China and put their name on it. That's it. Like, you don't see Nike building houses. You hear me use that terminology a lot. There's a reason for it, because it takes time to become a master at anything. So if you're going to be a clothes reseller, stick with that for 5 years, right? Don't just, it didn't work for 3 months, so I'm going to quit. Trust me, it's going to take you long enough, especially in the clothes category, because it's saturated on eBay. I chose clothes for one, we were selling everything. As you can see behind me, I still got board games and toys and everything on that shelf back there. I don't even know if they're listed on my new store anymore, because I don't really worry about them. I don't sell them anymore, and they just kind of sit there. They'll probably get either donated or sold in a garage sale. But long story short is I picked clothes because this is how much space it takes me for one piece of inventory. When I was selling everything, from stereo equipment to everything, you guys, there's no way I could have housed all that inventory where I started. There's no way. So I started putting stuff in boxes, labeling it. We made a inventory system that works out fine. I always find my packages now, and that's what I stuck with, because we could, probably get, I'd imagine, 10,000 pieces of inventory in the area that I'm working in right now. 10,000 to 15,000 items, and then we got a whole a garage, so that we haven't even put anything in yet. So we could probably really do 25, 30,000 items right from where we're at now. That's my reason. I didn't pick clothes because I love clothes, right? I don't love clothes. I do like to have decent clothes, but it's not like something that I wake up and I'm thinking about what new design I can make of denim jeans or nothing like that. I just picked it because it would be simpler for us to store it, basically. Which is crazy, because it don't take me as long to list an item, but, longer than it would take me to list this VHS tape. I can list this VHS tape in 30 seconds. All you gotta do is scan the barcode and find a similar and sell similar, right? Which clothes, it's hard to do that selling used clothes. The majority of the clothes that I go out and find, unless they're like silver Zach jeans or something that's really popular, Patagonia or something like that, that's, the high sell-through rate. Of course, those are over, but I'm finding a lot of like one-off sweaters, and I find a lot of, different denim jeans that I'm literally making up a title for every single description, but it's still taking me under 5 to 6 minutes to list an item. Why is it? How can I list clothes that fast now with doing all the measurements? It's because I've been doing it now for over a year, right? So put your time into something and get good at something, right? I don't care what it is. I don't care if you want to sell Bic pens. I don't care if you want to sell coffee cups. I don't care what it is you want to sell. But put your time into something, because and try to narrow it down. If I could single it down from sweaters and denim jeans to just denim jeans right now, I'd be all over it. But there's a lot of denim jean sellers in Saginaw, Michigan. You're not going to be the only one in the thrift stores looking for the stuff you're looking for. There's hundreds of other people out there. I don't know how big your community is, but ours has got about 52,000 people in it, so, which is pretty small. But I bet there's at least 10,000 resellers out there that a lot of them are out there selling denim jeans. So I'm not finding all the denim jeans they're putting out there. So I list sweaters as well, and coats and things like that, and I find good shoes. But if I could find nothing but silver Zach jeans for men, I would buy nothing but them, because them sell within 24 hours for me. Every single time I list a pair of silver Zach jeans, they're gone in 24 hours. From anywhere from $25 to $40. So, yeah, of course, if I was in an area that was flooded with those, that would be great. So, just remember, you're going to go through the adversities. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to have all these things. You just have to push forward and take it one day at a time. And don't tell the whole world what you're doing. I have made video content where I say, let people know out there what you're doing so you can network, right? But don't let everybody know what you're doing, because a lot of people are going to try to shoot you down. They're not going to, nobody's going to, look at that. I'm going to tell you this right now. I've been doing it. I've been reselling now for going on 2.5 years. People still don't believe in me, right? I don't care now, but I did then. I was trying to tell, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to build $1 million business, right, of revenue a year. And look, nobody's going to believe you until you do it. Nobody gives, matter of fact, the sad part is nobody gives a shit if you make it or not. Nobody really does. And I'm not saying that to be a jerk. I'm just saying, like, nobody, like your neighbor, really doesn't give a shit if your bills are paid or not. They're worrying about their bills, okay? So what I'm trying to get you to realize is, don't go around telling the whole world what you're going to do. Just get to work, right? Let the results do the talking. And when you've secretly been working in your basement for 5 years, and all of a sudden you're going to the dealership and you're buying a brand new whatever kind of vehicle you want, and then your neighbors will be like, well, how in the hell do you do that? And I'm not saying that's the reason you should be doing it, but there's no need for you to go tell the neighbors what you're doing and you're going to build $1 million business, because truth be told, once you get done telling them that and they go back in their house, they're going to laugh at you. They're going to think you're retarded. They're going to think you done lost your mind, and they're going to bash you anyways, right? So there's no point in doing that. Just let your results talk. Once again, guys, it's your boy Flippin' Stoop, and I hope you guys have a rocking, successful day.